Kuri, please do introduce yourself to us.
I'm Kuri. I hate talking about myself, but here I am. So I am British. I stream Zelda content and other stuff. And I like cats.
Sound. That's great. I too like cats.
What's your favourite Zelda game?
Probably Ocarina of Time. Just because I grew up with it a lot. And then people go, oh, but what about Majora's Mask? And I'm like, no, I've never completed it. It scared me as a kid. I'm scarred.
What Majora's Mask you as a kid?
The Well.
I never played Majora's Mask.
See?
That's the bit where the reader are asking you to give them stuff, right?
Yeah.
Is that where Ben drowned?
But it's super, super dark, and it's like, nope.
Is that where Ben drowned, or is that something else?
No, that is Ben drowned.
That's where Ben. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't too sure.
You know this Ben drowned thing, right, Kuri? It's a famous creepypasta.
Yeah.
About a cursed copy of Majora's Mask.
Oh, it's you've got.
I've not seen this.
Yeah, it's brilliant because, of course, it's such a sort of cursed, dark, creepy game. It lends itself to creepypastas amazingly.
It's the same thing with there's a Sonic version as well. There's a Sonic creepypasta as well.
Yeah, but the Zelda one's better.
It's true. I think you also had like Pokemon Black version where it was like super like dark and stuff. Like people were like, "Oh, I got this copy of Pokemon." And it was like super like, all messed up and stuff.
Something vaguely like that, yeah.
I think the most famous one is from Majora's Mask, where it spent like the save file was called Ben Drowned or something, and someone had to delete it, and it came back and stuff. And
it was incredibly cursed, and it utilized the. Is it the Eulogy of Emptiness, where you play the song and like a really creepy version of Link just appears and he's like staring at you with like empty eyes? He's just so cursed.
You should look it up. I actually want to get back into that sort of thing. I really enjoy creepypastas. To be fair,
good ones, but there's so many rubbish ones out there. That you kind of get to a point you're like,
as you get like, there's only so much original stuff out there when it comes to creepypastas.
Yeah,
it's like eventually it gets
It's like, hang on a minute, I've read this somewhere else.
This seems familiar.
So, what games do you stream, Kuri?
That's a very good question. Well, Ocarina of Time, mostly. And then Super Mario 64. Sometimes I'll do, playthroughs of certain things. So I did Breath of the Wild at one point. I was doing Pokemon Diamond, but I've kind of phased it out. Don't tell the viewers. I actually don't know what else I've played.
Pokemon Diamond? What's wrong with Pokemon Diamond? I love Pokemon Diamond.
I don't know. I find it difficult to stream Pokemon content because it is just the same thing over and over again, and I've played it for so many years, but...
That's true, yeah. That makes sense.
Ocarina of Time.
No, that's different.
Is it?
Randomizers.
How is it different?
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but how's it different?
Because randomizers. I don't do Pokemon randomizers. Those just Pokemon playthroughs. So where I do the Ocarina of Time randomizers and stuff, and multiworlds and God knows what else with it, it freshens it up every time.
No, I get you.
So, explain to the uninitiated, what is a randomizer?
That's me. I've never done a randomizer. Please tell me. I am but a baby boy.
Okay. Do you know Ocarina of Time?
No.
Okay.
I played Link to the Past. That was my first one.
Okay, there is a Link to the Past randomizer.
Breath of the Wild, but I want to play. I'd like to play Wind Waker. I have Wind Waker on the shelf actually back there. I wanted that to my first game, but I didn't play it. I didn't have it at the time.
Okay, so take Ocarina of Time and the storyline, every item where it's placed specifically for you to be able to complete the game intended, put it all in a box, shake the box, and throw it. All the items get scattered that you choose to shuffle, and you have to make your way through and basically use certain tricks if they're required. That's a whole other thing that we're probably not going to talk about. And basically just try and beat the game not in the intended way, essentially.
Okay, so you can't go to certain places because you haven't got certain items. You have to,
Exactly that.
for instance, like an area you'd have to go through, like, 20 hours in the game. You can go there first because you've got that item first, and then you can go back and find. Okay,
Exactly.
I get you.
It basically makes the game kind of open world in a way.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
That makes sense.
And every time you generate a seed, it is completely different. There's a completely different path, and anything can happen.
Oh, okay. So it's not like. So if you have like, I don't know, say like 12, 13 items, surely eventually you'd play all the seeds, no?
If you had 12 to 13 items.
There's like hundreds of items.
Oh,
So
there's
the possible permutations are billions, maybe trillions.
Yeah. And they're always constantly, the devs are always constantly adding new settings, and there's loads of different forks to shuffle different things. Things like rupees in pots, for example. There's loads of pots. So it's vast.
Well, that's a whole staple of Zelda, though, isn't it? Breaking pots, though. Like you smash pots because that's the sort of thing that, that's just what Link's known for.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I understand. Huh.
So that's your kind of main thing, is it? Like Ocarina
essentially,
of Time?
yeah. I think the first kind of proper game I played when I was a wee babby was Ocarina of Time. I used to watch my mum play it all the time. I'd be like, "Mum, play this. I want to watch it." And it was the first thing I ever played, so it's near and dear.
So was your mum, was like gaming a big thing, like growing up and stuff, like your mum did it and then you wanted to get into it because of your mum and stuff, or?
Yeah, I mean, she played the N64 every now and then, like if she was like bathing my brother or something, or like he was in the bath and she would like, obviously we're like children at this point. But like, yeah, she would kind of leave him to do what he needs to do in the bath, play the N64 for like half an hour. I would sit there and just watch. We vibe.
Fair enough. I wish my parents were as cool as that. Because that's a pretty gnarly way to get into video games, though. To be fair.
Yeah.
I think that's the main reason I play games, is because I've been around them all the time.
That makes sense. Yeah, I get that. So, would you say? I have curiosity. So, obviously, you play a bunch of Ocarina of Time, right? So that's a bunch. Would you say that Ocarina of Time is your favorite game of all time, or would you say that there's like something else? It's like it peaks up there. Like, this is why maybe you didn't play it as much. But you played it. You played it once. Like, this is the game that I like the most.
No, I would probably still go back to Ocarina of Time. I was trying to think, and I was like, is there really anything else? No.
Just the cheeky one? Nah, it's Ocarina. It's gotta
be. With Super Mario 64, same kind of era. Yeah, close second, but not that close.
No, I get it. Sometimes it doesn't hit the same way as like that one game. It's like, this is good, but it's not this type of good, It's not. Yeah. It's not this.
I find with Mario 64 is it's a great game, but there's a lot of nostalgia for it. I probably have almost as much nostalgia for that as I do for Ocarina of Time. But on more recent playthroughs, I kind of see the cracks, and I'm like, this isn't as good as I remember it. But I play Ocarina of Time, and I'm like, no, this is gold. This has always been gold. It's still gold. It always will be.
Is it
this
gold?
Bug right here? I love this bug.
It's a feature.
I mean, to be honest, you're the same way, but the bugs are so ingrained into your psyche. They basically are features by now, aren't they, really?
Yeah. You don't notice them anymore. It's like, oh, wait, no, that's normal. It's not that.
And then if it didn't happen and it was fixed, you'd be like, oh my God, what the hell?
Where's the bug? What happened?
There is actually something with Super Mario 64 like that I encountered recently. So I do...
The first time?
Not the first time, no. So more recently, not so much anymore, but used to do 16-star speedruns. And on the Nintendo 64 version, you can do a glitchy backwards long jump, which shoots you up the stairs to the final Bowser. Yes.
Yeah.
You can't do that on the Switch version. They patched it.
Oh.
On the 3D All-Stars version, they patched it. You can't actually do it. Yeah. So
imagine that. That'll be something that's ingrained in someone's memory. Like, oh yeah, I never do this as a kid. You go and do it on the Switch. Like, where is Nintendo?
They actually purposefully left a lot of the bugs in the remaster of Ocarina of Time because they knew how much everyone loved them.
Oh, did they actually? Oh wow.
And not all of them.
When did Ocarina of Time get remastered?
On the 3DS in like 2014, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think 2014 is the 3DS, and I think 2003 is GameCube.
Yeah.
Did it not come to? It's not on the Switch emulator as well, though. Is it not? Can you not get the game
but
thing?
it's not very good.
It's not as good. Okay. That's
I don't know why though. It's just not as good.
If it's the same game but ported onto the Switch, do you think it's the Switch itself that's the problem? Or it's not on the same sort of, it's not in the same setup that it was before.
I don't know. Who knows the inner workings of Nintendo?
I don't think
even they do.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point. So going off what you said before about playing a whole bunch of different games, like sort of letting Pokemon Diamond go a little bit to the side. Would you, obviously you said it gets a little bit sort of repetitive, Pokemon, that sort of stuff. Would you say Pokemon's still a favorite of yours, or would you say it's like maybe not a favorite of yours? Like, what's like the least favorite game you of yours to stream, maybe, or just in general?
Least favorite,
like something you thought, hey, I'm gonna like this, and then you play it and you're like, nah, this isn't for me.
It's different in terms of streaming. So playing games, like I'll always play a Pokemon game. I'll always play it offline. Apart from I didn't play from like Black and White to up until Sword and Shield. I think Sword and Shield.
I was the same.
Yeah.
The same
like all of the 3DS ones, didn't touch them. Basically,
just left them.
I just didn't
I'm
feel
literally
it.
the opposite.
Did you?
I played Gen 1 and then didn't play another one until X and Y.
You are kidding me. No way. You missed out so much good things, though.
I know. I've gone back and I've played Shining Pearl back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's back, but in a newer like.
I know.
Thing. I don't know. I thought they were good. They were my favorite gen, so I went back and played. I was like, I'll do it.
Which one's your favorite, Kuri?
Sorry?
Games. Which one's your favorite Pokemon?
Actual singular Pokemon or game?
No, which one's your favorite game? Your favorite gen?
Well, I prefer Gen 2 over anything else. I don't know why. I think probably because I'm gonna link this back to my mum again. She always used to play Crystal, and I always used to play Crystal. And guess what Crystal is? Gen 2.
It's Gen 2. Special guest, Kuri's mum. Just welcome in.
Let's go, Mum. Come on.
She doesn't come out of your camera. She comes out of my camera and it's like, here she is. And it's like,
oh my God, Mum.
She's driven all the way to Scotland to be here today.
And tonight we've got a special guest.
That's funny because she doesn't drive.
I went and got her. It's fine.
Oh. You know my mum?
I do. We play Pokemon Crystal together. That's my training buddy, actually. How am I supposed to get all the evolutions? Just saying. Not in terms like it doesn't have to be Pokemon, for instance. When I said your least favorite game to play, or to stream it, is there a game that you've played on stream that you thought, hey, I would love to, I want to play this, but it just didn't click for you? Or is there a game that maybe like you wanted to play it and the people, your community were like, I don't really, this isn't something that we really enjoy as much thing?
Anything, like me personally, anything that's multiplayer and involves other people, that sounds really leave me alone kind of territory there.
I mean, to be fair, I understand where you're coming from.
There's too much going on. Like if us three were talking right now and we're all playing a game at the same time, I couldn't cope. Because there's too much going on at one time. You have, especially if you're streaming. If I wasn't streaming the game, then fine. But if I'm streaming, I've got chat to look at. I've got things in Discord to look at if people are coming from stream to Discord, and I've got to kind of vet that in a sense. I've got to pay attention to the people I'm playing with / co-streaming with, and it just
it can be too much. I understand that.
It can get very overwhelming.
At one point, you're sort of like you're focusing a bit too much on the game. You forgot about chat a little bit. It's like, oh, I need to sort of get back here. Go back to this and sort of you're not paying attention, whatever. No, I definitely get that.
This definitely goes into something we've talked about before. I do tend to somewhat dip on streams if they're on Discord, because it is so hard to keep an eye on everything, play the game, and be active on chat while you've got people talking in your ears. And there's so few people that seem to be able to handle it all at the same time. I know I'm not one of them. I've tried.
There's certain
failed.
games as well, though. There's certain games as well, because I think I remember you telling me before, Mellar, that you'll not watch people playing Overwatch because it's just it's too, people are not
even if there's
paying
no
attention.
one else in the game, it's just one person streaming Overwatch. You can't play Overwatch and pay attention and chat at the same time. So I won't watch an Overwatch stream, even if I really like the streamer, because it's like, well, I'm not going to end up having a chat with this guy. That's what I'm here for.
No, I get you. No, I think that's the thing with most multiplayer games, though, isn't it? Because you can't sort of you've got Valorant and all Apex, whatever. People are playing those. It's sort of people are busy with trying to win the game, and it's like you can't really sort of focus on chat as much when you're doing.
There is a lot of downtime in most of those games, though, and that's the problem with Overwatch. Is there's no downtime, and I find that when I'm watching someone stream Overtime at Overwatch, the only time there is downtime is when they die. They get 10 seconds before they respawn, but they're so into the game that they're sort of thinking over how they just died and all that kind of thing, and they don't actually check chat during that 10 seconds. So you can't really have a chat with them, because the only time they're going to respond to chat is at 15-minute mark between the actual matches.
Finding games, exactly.
Yeah. But I mean, you say you don't play games with other people, but you do play multiworlds of Zelda. So how do you handle streaming that if you don't like Discord?
With difficulty. So the multiworlds that I have been doing or have done previously have been with a small group of people. We're all kind of the same in a sense. We'll talk. This sounds really antisocial. We'll talk if we have to. Oh, do you need this item? What do you need to do this? Blah, blah, blah. This goes back to Ocarina of Time multiworlds specifically. I don't do those so much anymore because the host of those is taking a bit of a hiatus. But I have recently been doing async multiworlds, which is heaven. Because that means I can essentially play the seed whenever I want, and there is a Discord server that we kind of all chat in and type what notes, what hints we've found, oh, is this important? Do you need this? And at them so that they can read it at their leisure when they're free, and that also helps cross time zone as well.
What exactly is an async?
You can do it whenever you want, so you are not synced. It's the opposite of being synchronized.
Right. Okay. I was trying to ask the question. I thought, what's a multi-world? But I guess I'm just new to that. So I don't know what multi-world is. You
know that box of all the Ocarina of Time items you had?
Yeah.
Add in 3 more versions.
Right. Okay.
You have 3 games, and so imagine us 3. We're playing Ocarina of Time. We're enjoying ourselves.
How do you play?
I open a treasure chest, and it is an item not for me, but for Mellar.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Mellar goes and opens another chest. And it's not an item for him, it's an item for you.
Okay.
So you're all relying on each other.
Yeah.
But if you're playing out of sync, wouldn't you be heated in progress because you haven't got an item, but somebody else has got it?
Yes, but that is the beauty of these things, and anyone can play whenever they like. And if that means that it lasts a certain amount of time, a month, like they have done already, then that's fine. Because so for example, if I pull up the Discord very quickly, the one that I'm taking part in at the moment is 44 worlds across 15 players, so there's always something to do. Exactly. It's big. There's more than 8,000 items across all of the games. So at some point, one person is going to be able to do something.
That's insane.
Yes.
What's the win condition on that?
I suppose you finish the game, right?
Yeah, but on one world or all worlds?
Oh, that makes sense, yeah. But would it be main 3, though? Because then you have, 3 or certain amount of players playing?
Say that again, sorry.
So it'd be wouldn't your win condition be all 15 players finished, no?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so all seeds have to be finished. With this particular multi-world, it's a little bit more complicated because it uses something called archipelago, which is cross-game multi-worlds. So I could be playing Ocarina of Time, someone else could be playing Super Mario 64. Yes. So
they're two different games.
They are different games. That's where the archipelago thing comes in, because it's basically, and I'm going to try and describe this as best as I can, it's like a program that takes a bunch of games and splits all the items apart across all of the games. For example, I'm playing one OOT seed and one Super Mario 64 seed. So if I'm playing Mario and I go and get a power star, it will come up with a little bit of text at the bottom that says, send small key to Mellar.
Okay.
And it won't actually give me a power star. That will be someone else's item.
So if they go into chest in Ocarina of Time and they get a certain item, it could be a power star for you.
Exactly.
Okay, I get you.
Very complicated.
That's incredible.
I think I've seen some. I might be wrong, but I think I might have seen someone do that sort of thing with Metroid in a Zelda game. Like
Yes.
you could do. I think there's an HDQ speedrun of like someone's like trying to finish the game, but it's like on both things as they're doing this and doing the next thing.
Yeah.
And it overlaps.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of different games with this archipelago plugin. So one of the most mind-blowing ones that I can think of is Minecraft. How the hell that works, I can't tell you because I don't know.
There's so many items in Minecraft though. What?
Exactly, yeah. So there's Ocarina of Time, Link to the Past, Super Mario 64, Super Metroid, something called Time Spinner, something called Rogue Legacy.
I recognize that one. I recognize Rogue Legacy.
There's Super Mario 64, if I haven't said it already. There's tons. Super Metroid. Subnautica. There's loads.
Oh my god. I love that because it seems like every couple of months the whole sort of like randomizing community just like exponentially gets more complicated and confusing. It's amazing.
And then Archipelago comes along and goes, "Hey guys,
hey guys, let's make it even worse." Like, boom, it expands like tenfold, and it's like, we're doing what now?
Whoa. I think they have plans to add things like Donkey Kong Country as well, and I wouldn't be surprised with Donkey Kong 64 randomizer on the rise that they would probably add that at some point too.
Mad. So, have you ever had a game that you've really enjoyed streaming, but like your community just been like, not watching this, see you later?
I don't really know, honestly. I think, I don't know, it's hard to say. I feel like they probably feel like that with things like Stardew Valley, because I played so much of it at one point. It was great, it was fun. And then we started a new farm like 6 months down the line, and I've found the engagement is a little bit less because maybe it's something that they've seen me do already.
Okay.
But I mean, they still, I think, enjoy the content, but it's not as engaging as it once was, if that makes sense.
No, I get what you mean. It's sort of like, I think from a different point of view, obviously, I played Stardew myself, but I never really get past year one. Because I feel like after I've done year one, I've done everything. It's like, that's it. I've done this, all this sort of stuff, finished the community, worked on that sort of thing.
Yeah, you finished the community center.
You get to like the first sort of like half of the next year, like, I've done everything. So there's not much really to do. But apparently they've updated it a lot more. So there's a lot more stuff to do. But I think I understand the same sort of the engagement sort of goes down because everyone knows the first year sort of thing, and after you've done that, it's like it sort of feels the same after that.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's like I understand where you're coming from with that.
So at what point in Stardew Valley does the credits actually roll?
I don't think it does. Do they roll? Are there credits even in the game?
I'm trying to think about it on the Xbox because I've done a bit more on the Xbox than I have on the PC for achievements because I'm an achievement whore.
I'm moving off my own heart. Oh, I'm moving off my own heart. Oh.
I don't think they've played it at any point. I don't think there is credits unless there is. Oh, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't played it, but there's like after you do the community center, there's an extra bundle that you get items for. I think they roll short credits after that. I think.
Right. Because that was one
thing
thing
pulling that out of my ass.
really surprised me about Animal Crossing is that you sort of get to a certain point in the credits roll, and that's when the game kind of starts.
Yes.
Would
Yeah.
Animal Crossing end?
No, exactly. But you get to a point where the credits roll, And that's actually really where the main game kind of starts. That's
I've
where
never
things really
seen
get
credits in
interesting.
Animal Crossing before. I've played Animal Crossing games before.
Specifically New Horizons. Is it New
Yeah.
Horizons?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to a certain point and then the credits roll and it's like, okay, that's it. But that's where the game properly starts.
Oh, wow.
It's like you do like it's almost like credits for the tutorial.
The tutorial, yeah.
Except
you
the
unlock
tutorial
this,
takes
you
you like,
unlock
what, 2 months?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, thanks for building the museum. It's going to take 3 days. All right, I'll come back later.
Yeah, guess I'll just come back later then. To be fair, 3 days is a lot shorter than actually having to wait like 6 months for it to actually be built properly.
That's true.
You know.
Takes
6 months.
if you go into
What from
days,
museum to be built?
I don't know,
What do you live in?
a small corner shop? I don't know.
It's
Depends on
taking
what
the
you
builders
work
like
on
4
it.
months just to do the roof of my house.
How long is it going to take to do a loft in someone's house? Tom Nook's sitting here making a house in a night. What? What are you on about? It's taking 3 days to make a museum, you know?
Oh,
What's he doing?
completely on a tangent, but I realised something. You know Bolson in Breath of the Wild, the bald guy that's helping building the house, like the leader of the
For
builders.
Tarrytown.
That's it, yeah. Man on Roof in CAC looks exactly like him. I was just looking at I was just looking at Man on Roof. I was playing earlier today, and I was like, that looks like Bolson.
You know, the entire time I played Breath of the Wild, I call it Piss Town. And I couldn't remember what it was called. I was like, oh, it's Tinkletown. No, it's Tarrytown. Oh, it's Piss Town. That's what I'm gonna call it now. That's it. That's the best I've got.
I've just pulled up the pictures next to each other, and
Man on Roof.
holy fuck!
Man on
I discovered a thing because I've never. There's loads of like videos or like references. I've never seen that before, and I was like,
yeah, I mean, Bolson
Man
has less hair on the top of his head, but the face shape and the ear shape and everything is spot on.
Which Man on Roof are we talking about? Because I'm currently looking at a Man on a Roof in Hull.
Man on Roof in Kakariko Village. You'll almost certainly find him.
Gotcha.
He gives you a piece of art.
Doesn't Bolson wear like fancy trousers as well? He's got like puffy pink trousers.
Oh yeah,
on.
he's fabulous.
And Man on Roof has like greenish, pinky, flowery kind of 3/4 lengths on. And
There you go,
sandals.
Celtic.
I
Celtic.
see.
You watching this, mate?
No, where's Man on Roof from? What game is that from?
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time. Okay. I was like, that's not where I wouldn't have seen it. So it's. I didn't know where's Man on Roof. I was like, Man on Roof on Hull. Like, I don't think we're talking about Man on Roof on Hull. What are we talking about? I was so confused. But then you had, I don't know. I feel like Bolson was pretty fabulous, but so was his. Was Bolson not the actual like? He was the guy that went to Tarrytown, or was he the dude that actually was the builder, like original man?
He was the leader, wasn't he?
Oh,
The guy
okay.
that you actually speak to outside your house, and he stays outside.
Yeah, he
outside
stays
your
outside your
house, even
house.
after he's finished.
He's finished your task. Like, what a wonderful build! I'm going to stay in your garden from now on. That's it. It's like,
Yeah.
thanks, dude. What's the guy that goes to Tarrytown then? What's his name?
Hudson.
That's
with the
he has the
mop head.
mushroom. He has the mushroom like
Yeah.
bowl cut sort of thing.
He looks like he's literally got a mop on his head because it goes up like it would if you were wearing a mop on your head as well.
Actually bald. That's exactly it.
It's like Mellar, if you put a toilet plunger on your head and put your Karen wig on top of it, you would be Hudson.
I was like, where are we going with this? There's a plunger on someone's head. Is it half Dalek? What's going on here? I was like, I don't want to sit in here. But I got it. I understand.
So your socials include TikTok. What kind of TikTok stuff do you make?
I am really lazy and I edit clips.
It's a gold mine. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
it's not a bad way. It's not a bad way of putting them out there. That's what I'm saying.
I want to be like, oh no, the humanity, but it's sensible.
It's a sensible thing.
I'm not the kind of person who feels confident enough to jump on all those weird trends and things that all the youngsters are doing these days. So I figured just use the platform for clips.
I mean,
they're short and sweet, and that's what TikTok is all about.
We've talked about working smart, not hard on this kind of thing before on Chattisfying quite a few times. It's definitely a good idea. I mean, I don't do it, but I'm an idiot, so...
It's very time-consuming if you do it yourself.
Yeah. At the end of the day, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get people to come from TikTok over, and by putting clips out there, you're sort of like, this is what you can expect. Then people can pop over, that sort of stuff, and that's sort of what the whole sort of plan is, you know.
Kuri, you're breathtaking. My butt spot says breathtaking.
You're breathtaking.
Oh my god.
No, you're
breathtaking.
You're breathtaking. Is that what your butt spot does? It says breathtaking.
Yeah.
I've seen people do other ones where it's like, I don't know, this is some random. Like, I think I've seen Daddy once, and it's like
I used Daddy.
You always have really random ones, Kuri. Like, so weird. I'm like, who thought of that?
Yeah, well, I have a channel point redemption, so people can pick what the word is if they have enough points.
Oh,
so it kind of changes. I don't know what it is at the moment. I think it's egg at the moment, so it's a prime example. Which
Mophead's
is funny,
the next one.
Because when I do, did you say Mophead's the next one?
Yeah.
When I do like a shout out, so I'll do like !SO and then whoever's like rated or whoever. The other day, Buttspot actually did !egg, which is a sound effect. So I was really confused. I was like, who just egged me?
Who did that? Thanks, Buttspot, for that. Wait, what? Buttspot?
Yeah. It's gaining knowledge to act on its own.
Skynet is coming. Watch out. They're starting with the eggs.
That's so much better than my one, because I did have it try and shout someone out once, and the bot was like, sorry, Buttspot, you're not a moderator.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, amazing. And you've got Twitter up there as well. Do you do anything special for Twitter, or is it just for go lives?
It's not even that. I forget about Twitter quite a lot. I go on there and I scroll through and see what people are doing, because I know I have a lot of people on there that I follow that post updates and memes and stuff. So I try and put like, hey, I'm going live, but I always forget.
I feel like sometimes Twitter for a lot of streamers become just, I'm going live, you know? They don't really sort of use it for anything.
Yeah, but it doesn't work if you don't provide something. Because
if you don't have anything else, it's sort of this case like, well, I'm just, you're just going live all the time. Yeah. Sort of like,
I used to do Twitter stuff, and then I kind of lost my interest in it, and it became sort of just go lives. And then we did episode 3 of Chattisfying with Virtue, and it was about, like social media and stuff, and we ended up just sitting there for like an hour saying how social media is shit. Don't go on social media. And then after that, I stopped using Twitter after that.
I cut down my social media input for a long time. I stopped using, like, I wasn't really even using Facebook. I just sort of scroll through it because you're like mindlessly wanting to do something to do, you know. And same with Instagram, that sort of stuff. I just cut it all out. I don't really do that sort of stuff anymore. It's just in case like you're just spend needless time on your phone. It's like we doing other stuff. I know a lot of people like nowadays, especially like people, younger people. So as a younger person, may I say?
Yeah, we established that earlier.
Yeah. It was a case of like you generally sort of do spend a bit too much time on your phone and stuff. You're sort of like try and cut it down. It's a little bit easier, you know.
Yeah, and I mean,
you
like
idly
scrolling is like it's not exactly good for your mental health either. So
I go to bed. It's like 3 a.m. Just
Yes.
It's like, it's 3 a.m. Just keep going. That's it. TikTok's a bad one as well. Where you're sitting there, just one more video, and suddenly it's like 4 a.m. It's like,
see, I do that, but with YouTube Shorts, which is basically TikTok.
Okay.
Basically, YouTube's version of TikTok. Yeah.
Did YouTube Shorts come out before TikTok, or was it after?
No.
Okay.
After.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
You can never get enough. It's one of those. It's literally like one more. And then after you're about 2 hours later, you're like, oh shit.
There's something like that. It's like one more.
It's because it's so easy to just like, next one. Yeah, next one.
Next one.
And then you're like, oh, hey, it's scrolling through. Nah. Nah.
Yeah, you go,
The next one will be good. The next one will be good.
Spend 10 minutes just scrolling. It's like, where's the good one? Oh, that's interesting.
There is one that comes up on TikTok of like a woman walking into a bathroom and she's looking at her phone and it's all about like, oh, you're looking at your phone too much. And as soon as I see it, I'm like, next.
I hate the ones that it's like, it's all like it's like obviously very, 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 very pretty girls being like, oh, your phone's in your left hand. Like, no, it's not. It's my right. Keep going up. That's it. It's not why. I'm not gonna say. It's like as soon as I hear the words, "Oh, your phone," it's like, nope. Oh, that's it.
I do that if they start off by saying you should subscribe. I'm like, nope.
Next.
Did you know that only 90%? Yeep.
Yep, that's probably one of them.
This video is sponsored by Next.
Squarespace. No. That's what I got. Oh goodness.
Any more questions?
No. I was going to ask a question actually about Ocarina and stuff. So, Ocarina, you've played multiple times, over and over and over again, randomized over and over again,
hundreds of times, I would imagine.
Multi-world, exactly.
It might even be thousands.
Have you played what? So, obviously, Ocarina, your favorite game of all time. Mm-hmm. Probably favorite Zelda game of all time as well. What other Zelda games have you played? Have you played them all, or have you played, or how many of you are you missing before you played them all?
I think Ocarina of Time is the first one I played chronologically in terms of release.
Okay.
So I've tried like Link to the Past and all the 2D ones. Couldn't get on with them. Rage-inducing. I haven't played like Four Swords because I'm not even sure what that's all about. The Game Boy Advance ones. I think there's a multiplayer one. I think that is the multiplayer one.
It's one of them. There's about 3.
There's a few of them, isn't there? Minish Cap I haven't played. So any Game Boy Advance ones I haven't played. So that's like Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, Minish Cap. Basically anything on the N64, the Switch, and GameCube I've played, and the Wii.
Okay.
Twilight Princess?
Yes, I played that on the Wii.
Skyward Sword?
On the Wii.
So you played the version where you kind of want to strangle Fee?
Yes.
Wait,
isn't she like that in both versions?
No, well, she is, but they toned her down a lot for the Switch version. Yeah.
So I bought the Switch version, but I've not played it yet.
Yeah, she's less annoying, but she's still annoying. But I've played
like every few steps. Like, hey, did you know that there's a 63% chance of blah 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 blah?
It's always like it sort of gets you to figure something out the way that a Zelda game should, and then she pops out and tells you how to do it, and you're like, yeah, I just figured that out. The game just told me how to do that.
Yeah.
I've streamed it twice, and both times we've had a counter of the screen with the number of times we told her to fuck off.
Is that that's the little pixie thing that says, hey, listen, no?
Well, that's in Ocarina of Time.
Skyward Sword's version, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because
she's like a blue robot thing with a like teardrop head.
Okay.
And yeah, she's really annoying.
I wanted to give Link's Awakening a go actually, because I've seen I've seen someone playing it, the Switch version where it's all chibi and like small and stuff.
I've played like 30
absolutely
minutes
adorable.
of that.
I would love to play
anything more of it.
I think it'd look really good. To be fair.
Have you tried Link Between Worlds?
Tried it for about 20 minutes. Didn't carry on with it. I don't know why though.
It's fair enough.
It's just one thing I played and then thought, oh, I'll pick this up another time, and then just completely forgot about it.
Yeah. I rate that one, honestly. I think it's probably the best 2D one, in my opinion.
A lot of people say it's really good, so I might have to dig out the DS.
Yeah, it might be worth it, yeah. It's good fun.
We wanted to know about her name.
I was going to say, like, so by the way, about my name.
but we wanted to know about our username and how she found it out. There we are.
Where's your username come from, man?
Okay, so you know in Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube?
Yeah, I love that game.
The blue fox, who's called Crystal.
Crystal, yeah.
Type that into Google Translate. Huh? Pokemon Crystal with my mum. Yeah, see, another link. Thanks, mum.
Some say a link to the past.
I swear that Crystal birthed like half of all furries in the world.
Yeah. So I basically was putting words into Google Translate to try and find a word that just didn't mean anything necessarily, but I knew wasn't a rude word or anything. You know, when people tattoo a Chinese symbol on them and it means noodle or something, and they're like, "This is
fridge."
peace." Yeah, exactly that. So I was just typing in random words one day, and crystal, I thought of the fox from Star Fox. Rather than the actual crystal.
Well, it's spelled with a K, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I typed in. And the way, I don't know if phonetic is the right word to use. In Japanese, that's what it is.
Yeah, because all the Japanese phonemes are phonetic. Yeah, that's cool. It looks Japanese.
And if you say it, say every 2 letters kind of slowly but fast enough that it makes a word, it does sound like crystal.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I think if you say kuri twice quickly, kuri, I think that means something a little bit rude in Japanese, you know, if I remember rightly.
Shit.
Is that actually?
I don't know. I'm going to pull up.
Do you know anything about this, Suko?
I will.
I know about ara.
I might be wrong, but I think it means nipple flicking.
Can we have a ara? Or is that not allowed?
I don't do those.
Does anybody here confirm or deny what I'm saying?
I'm
trying to find Japanese on Google Translate.
I don't know if it'd be on the translate though, because I'm not sure if it's official, or if it's just what's the word?
Urban Dictionary.
Slang.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I just typed in.
I've got furikuri.
Is that nipple flicking?
I don't know.
Furikuri's an anime.
Why do you want to know about nipple flicking?
That's what it means, I think.
I've got the words of "he cleared the streets of chestnuts."
So I just typed in curry with the space between them and chestnut.
There you go then. No worries.
We're fine. Don't worry. We're in the clear. Although technically, he wasn't wrong. Chestnut.
Yeah, you never know.
You know. Got you there.
People flip chestnuts, don't they?
Oh goodness.
So there's the name.
That's what I came up with. I just thought about some, a warm winter's, a warm winter's day by the fire. And I was thinking, what can I roast? Kuri. That's what I can roast. That's exactly it.
What is this? What have we become?
Chestnuts, apparently.
Chestnuts. We're all chestnuts. That's exactly it.
Old chestnuts.
Oh.
Consider yourself Chattisfied.